Well, we got 25 minutes before...
That's so much time.
I know, this never happened before. No, it has happened before. It's just been better. I can see James and Adam walking around the hallway waiting to do Learn MTG, having no idea that we did them like this.
Yeah, we did them, so that helps us start on time.
Yeah.
Oh.
And also that James has to defend his Rose of Versailles bed sheets.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm... Well, we'll worry about that later.
Exactly. Cross that bridge when we burn it.
James is going to hunt us down eventually. He's just going to come and chase us from the office.
We can see them out the door, actually. They didn't get to hear any of that, but yeah. I can see you guys in chat. Paula's coming into the thing.
Why would you name it the Big O? Because it's Origin PC making it, and presumably this thing is like 9 feet tall. Well,
yeah.
Or not, but it's probably like...
Yeah, it's a full tower.
Yeah, it's super wide too.
Yeah,
it's a concept thing. It's not actually like a.
Yeah, it's like a.
But they didn't make it in real life. Is the thing. It's not like it's like a concept like, whoa, we could put an Xbox here and a PS4 there, and isn't that amazing? And it would cost $10,000, and it's like, no, we actually made this thing. Rather, I shouldn't say we. They made this thing. It's a real deal thing. So, yeah, I guess if we go through, if we went through the stories in the same order we talked about them,
what was our first story?
N64.
Oh, yes. The N64. That's just impressive.
I'm really impressed that he was able to pull that off.
It's just cool.
Yeah. That's, well, and I love how novel the idea is, too, where it's like, where it's like, you know what I could just do is I could just steal these low-res models that they had to make anyway and just use them, play it at full size. That actually has kind of a similar effect. I'm like, that is actually really clever. Good on you, man.
I'm just going to go ahead and turn off the noise suppression thing.
Sure, yeah. And we, the chat is currently up, and you guys haven't said anything yet, so we're just waiting to see
if it goes.
Yeah, if anything new pops into chat here or also pops into chat over there.
Oh, there they go.
Yeah, perfect. Hi. All right, I can just close that now.
Good, now I can look at my story doc.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chut. Hello, Chut.
The next story we did was, the Fortnite gun, which... now, I don't know much about Fortnite, but I do like to read the comments on stories like this because they give some greater insight. One, apparently Fortnite had an item that sort of did this before, but putting it on a gun is much more powerful, obviously. And two, this is basically putting it as like an offensive thing is basically like an ultimate, I think, or something from like an Apex Legends character.
Okay.
So it's.
Okay.
As usual, less original than one would think a new feature in Fortnite would be.
It's just deriving stuff from other places I've done this interesting idea.
Wow, reading comments on the internet, how brave. Well, if I don't know much about Fortnite because I don't play, and I did I
think it's more to do with the fact that how brave of you to actually go wading through the dross of the internet, which is the comments.
I did, and I always like to check. If I don't know much about something, I always try to do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if villagers are new to Dragon Quest 2. Builders 2?
I was trying to figure out if GTA Online is something you pay for or not, because there's so many MMOs that are just free now.
Yeah.
Apparently you have to buy GTA 5 in order to play GTA Online, so it's like, oh, that's interesting.
The thing I liked about and there are other games that have gambling mini games in them.
Yeah.
But just the sheer, it's like, it is literally just a casino.
It's a casino.
It's like, why are we pretending? It is literally a casino, except, as we talked about in the story, the Las Vegas wishes they could set up a casino where you cash in your money into chips and then can never cash the chips out.
Yeah, the house always wins. And it's like, that would be perfect. But, yeah.
I mean, like you said, it would be totally fine if it's like, whatever, this is just in-game currency and it gives you something to do. Because, that is like an end-game problem for a lot of players, is you have so much money, you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Right?
And you show up to I found out you can, for like $90 or whatever, you can buy a copy of GTA 5 that comes with $10 million of in-game currency. That you can, you could then just walk into the casino and be like, I want the best of whatever, and then just have that immediately for $90.
Problem is there's massive inflation though, right?
Yeah.
I feel like in the world of GTA, $10 million is not even that good.
Yeah, probably. And I don't think like it's like it's not like it was in Second Life where you would have like decided space. I think everyone gets the same penthouse.
Right.
Yeah.
In the world, I mean, the world of GTA must be very odd. The whole city must have like a 50% crime rate or something.
Yeah.
Like literally everybody who's a player is like, what's the point in even buying a car?
Right.
When you know, like, presumably somebody must be buying cars and like making money legitimately such that it can be stolen by everybody else.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering, like, that
the entire economy is just supported by like one hardworking guy who's just like, oh.
It's real weird because it's like you'd think that at a certain point they just change the personalities of all the NPCs to be like, oh, it's me today, okay, cool, and they just get out of the car and it's like whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what was the last story?
The
Building
story.
Yeah.
The AI is a little squiggly. I'm sure it'll get updated.
I don't know if
it's apparently super fun though.
Yeah, that's the thing is once you start mentioning the building of the toilets, I was kind of like, oh, well now I wonder if I actually want to play this game because I was kind of half and half.
Are the thing that put it over the edge.
It's like you're willing to put toilets into the game. That's actually, I'm kind of impressed with that idea. Maybe I should go play it and build toilets for my villagers.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I don't know.
I just don't want to do the rest of the Dragon Quest stuff.
It's still very much just like you're building a lot of things. I don't know if you actually end up having to kill anybody.
Oh, you do. You have to like hunt down monsters and stuff like that to get like recipes for better armor, so you can.
I mean, it's sort of Minecraft-y in that way.
Yeah, Minecraft doesn't have toilets, right?
Somebody make a toilet-only game for Helen. I can do that in The Sims.
There are animals that poop, I think. You don't have to make toilets.
Yeah, but you don't get to poop in game.
No. I'm sure there's a mod that does that. There are a lot of great mods for Minecraft.
Can you poop the dog? Let's have a new Twitter account.
All right, other stuff that we didn't talk about. This is not particularly newsworthy, but there's an awesome video of Street Fighter Alpha has a mode where it's basically like it's supposed to emulate. I think it's something from like the movie, where it's basically two on one. You get to play Ryu and Ken fighting
M. Bison.
M. Bison with like a 2-on-1 thing. And a guy was demonstrating doing it with him playing both characters.
Yeah, and he had video on his sticks.
Yeah, it was just a bad day for Bison. It was just not like you feel sorry for the guy, even though he's trying to take over the world. I don't know even what Bison is trying to do.
No,
take over the world, I guess.
He runs an organization that, sure.
Yeah.
But it definitely feels like watching the guy do that. I was like, wow, that's what an interesting achievement. I don't know. Good on you. I mean, he had to practice a lot. That's really kind of cool.
There's a new character in Overwatch.
Yeah.
Sigma.
Yeah.
Who's got like crazy gravity manipulation powers.
He's like an armored dude and he floats and stuff. But what people are like, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got a useful skill set that shall shake up the meta. Mm-hmm. But
why? But
he's got nothing on his feet. He's just
he's got weirdly bare feet.
Bare piggly toes, just dangling in the air.
Yeah. So
and just freaking people out.
Yeah. We started off people being like, "That's weird."
Yeah.
And then like people are like, "Oh, it's like one of these weird feet things that the designers have."
Yeah, like the whole gamer foot fetish has become a meme.
Yeah.
And then I guess to try to explain it, the designer gave a very interesting explanation in that apparently it was supposed to evoke the fact that this guy was, in his backstory, is like he was in a mental institution. And so it's supposed to... And
You're not allowed to have shoes in a mental institution at all because you would have laces.
In certain circumstances, when you're basically on suicide watch.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have shoes because you would have laces. You could never have a shoe because it would have laces.
So
I think
it's just like such a weird. It's like, and they're like, we want to be clear that like he's not in a mental institution now, but we just wanted to evoke that with the character. And it's like that's just a really, it's weird and like a dumb it's just like a weird crappy thing to try to like.
Yeah. It would have been better to be like, lol, show us your feet.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Just lean into that.
And, like, not all characters even wear shoes. Like, somebody in chat was like, well, Zenyatta doesn't wear shoes. Well, one, Zenyatta is a robot. Mm-hmm. 2, he's a monk, and monks don't wear shoes. And Winston doesn't wear shoes because, like, he uses his feet. But it seems weird that this super armored character who basically has these big pauldrons, paltoon, whatever, shoulder biddies, and just everything. And it's just, like, dangly toes.
Yeah.
Where he's
kind
super
of
armored everywhere else.
Yeah.
It seems like it's bad.
I'll give him one thing. At least it was
pauldrons.
A coded male character that is showing off their feet, as opposed to like having a lady showing off their feet, which would definitely be taken as, well, this is clearly a sexual thing. That's like everyone had a thing was like, no, this is a man's feet, so it's gross.
I don't think everybody was on.
Not everybody. But apparently, some of the article that I saw was like, people have been calling this gross. I'm like, why? It's cartoon feet.
It's just weird because
it's just unexpected, right?
He does float everywhere, though.
Yeah. I mean, if I, as Laserbeak says, if I floated everywhere, I wouldn't wear shoes either.
It's true.
I could see that. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. It's a weird thing, and using a real situation that people find themselves in as an aesthetic choice is
I am looking forward to his next alt. I don't know, probably later on, where he's just going to be in a giant shoe, like a giant Karibo shoe. That's going to be his alt outfit.
Well, the problem. What happens when he goes up against whatever the ice person, May?
Oh yeah, he'll need a big winter boot.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, woo, woo,
woo. Yeah, like my feet are cold. Like maybe it is just a comfort thing, right? Maybe it is really. You just think of it as terms of like, because my feet get hot at night, and it's hard for me to sleep with my feet in my bed. I have to stick them out. So maybe that's the thing. It's like too hot for him in his armor.
Yeah,
he needs to like exhaust extra heat.
You do lose a lot of heat through your feet.
Yeah.
Your feet and your head. Maybe he's just a sweaty guy.
Yeah.
Anyway. Fallout 76. Apart from the general, there's literally almost every week there's like some story about like, hey, there's an update to Fallout 76 and it broke shit.
And it's introduced some bugs.
But they fixed some stuff and then they broke some stuff.
Okay.
It's a lot of like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, then 1 step forward, then 1 step back.
I think it's more like 2 step forwards, 1 step back at this point. Like I feel like they're like solidly making progress.
Well, yeah.
And the thing that annoys people about Fallout though is that the part that they're making, they're like, don't worry, we fixed all the bugs that were in the in-game store, so now you can buy things. Without any problems. People are like, okay, that's cool, but if I walk into this area and just stand there, I die for no reason. Anyway, but there's also
what is the code base on that game like?
A weirdly wholesome special event that's going to be the next whatever sort of event that's going to be happening.
Kitty tornado.
It's barbecue season.
Yeah, it's apparently you're going to it's going to spawn so it's going to spawn a bunch of creatures called prime beasts
that are going to be extra yummy.
Yeah, which
presumably.
Because I would guess you don't want to just like eat anything in the Fallout universe. Like most things are probably really nasty.
I feel like everything is low-key irradiated.
Yeah.
And so apparently there's an animal that the radiation has affected it in such a way to make it more delicious.
I mean, that's generally what happens when you irradiate your meat. It does become more delicious.
Yeah.
I generally use infrared radiation to radiate my meat.
I'm imagining.
I see where you did.
It's called a prime beast. I'm imagining that it's mutated due to excessive radiation, so that somehow the entire animal is prime rib.
Oh yeah. It's just nothing.
I don't know how that works anatomically, but
it's just a big ball of ribs.
So anyway, you do the thing, they spawn, and you have to hunt them down. and then you take them over to your buddy who's a super mutant, and you have a cookout. And during the cookout, there's various challenges that you have to do.
Like cornhole?
A variety of non-combat activities such as
cornhole,
such as feeding his pet, extinguishing fires.
Fucking yes.
They don't mention cornhole, but perhaps that could be one of the other things that you do.
Just yeet. I guess it's more of a Kobe.
Yeah. We should just get a cornhole set for the office. I think
eventually, yeah.
We keep talking about it.
That's
also
pretty cool.
Also, the super mutant that you help cook is called Graham. Except Graham, but with no second A.
Graham.
Graham.
Oh, I can't wait to see that written on a Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
It has been already.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Maybe
idea.
That's how super mutants name themselves. They just
pick up a cup and they're like, oh yeah.
My name is whatever is written on this Starbucks cup.
Shit. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think you can spell Courtney with 3 E's.
Look, somebody has to be on the forefront of language development, and why not the Starbucks employees?
Yeah, Graham apparently is a super mutant that's been in the game for a bit. One of the only NPC, because the whole thing is that originally there was no NPCs in the game. Now apparently there are some NPCs, but they're very few and far between. There's this kind of weird story that is either like some tricky behind the scenes stuff on AMD's part.
I read this story and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's so funny.
So if you follow the world of graphics cards, things are heating up right now.
Literally,
because AMD, for the longest time, GeForce, NVIDIA had kind of the free reign.
Wearing that performance crown, yeah.
But as with their processors, AMD has been hitting hard on the GPUs. And so they just recently came out with a new line of GPUs that they called the RX 5700 line, that has much better price-performance ratio than NVIDIA stuff. And so then in response, NVIDIA was like, well, it just so happens that we're bringing out these new processors that are even better at the same price point as AMD is. Ha 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 ha. And then AMD went, aha, you fall for our little plot. We actually released these processors at a higher price than we were originally going to be releasing our GPUs at.
Yeah.
Surprise, we're actually going to release our GPU. We're actually lowering the price of our GPUs.
Yeah, immediately to do that. And it's not going to hurt us in any way, shape, or form, because, yeah.
So either they released them, NVIDIA responded, and then they responded in kind and are now trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah.
Or I guess they brilliantly outsmarted NVIDIA into like revealing their pricing strategy early.
I guess I'm like, it would make sense to me if it was like the same day that NVIDIA said, oh, we're releasing these at whatever, and AMD's like, cool. Also, that was always our intention. We're releasing them at this price as well. Also, the fact that a technology executive used the word "jebaited" on Twitter.
Yeah, they literally just like AMD or NVIDIA released the new prices, and AMD was like jebait. That's it. That's the entire tweet.
Yeah, jebaited, and it's like. Yeah. Also, in the Ars Technica article, apparently in the interview they did with the guy who did this, spent the first 25 minutes propping up his credentials as a gamer, is I think how they put it in the article, and I was just kind of like, you did what? Like, and when I was thinking about doing this, I'm like, I wanted to focus on that, being like, you spent 25 minutes. I didn't watch the interview, but I can only imagine you spent a lot of time talking about. I don't know, poning noobs and drinking bath water. That's the only thing I can think of that you would have gotten into.
But it's just like if I was if I was an investor in AMD, I'd be kind of like, okay, cool and all. You guys, it's like we're talking like billions of dollars and years of research here, guys.
Yeah.
Like, maybe take it a little more seriously.
Yeah. You don't just be like, lol, debated. Which, by the way, maybe is just like entering the popular lexicon as like a word that just means haha, fooled you. Because we also got it into an episode of Friday Nights.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is, like...
That shocked the hell out of me. I thought that for sure WotC was going to be like, we don't know what this means and not sure you can use it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they do read the scripts. And so I was like, did we just get debated? And Graham's like, why did you put that in there? It's going to get taken out. I'm like, well, it's because
Let's see what happens, yeah.
It's like, sort of, you know, like, it's funny because Adam says that a lot.
Yeah.
So if you know Adam, it's like a little level of joke. And, like, I feel like the kind of people who watch this are going to kind of know what Twitch slang is. But, yeah, we can just... Fools, we could just do that.
Yeah. I like it better when we use the kids' language.
Yeah. Makes me feel young again.
So yeah, also I guess if you bought one of the AMD cards when they first came out,
Debated.
yeah, then AMD also just kind of punked you.
Yep.
Which seems kind of a weird thing to do to your customers.
Yeah, we got a few days of
But
really
they're so
high-end
happy.
sales.
Yeah, but here's the deal: is like you're so happy because you know AMD is cool and they understand what's going on with you because they use the word debated, so they're the company for you.
Yep. Whew. I mean, I like AMD stuff. But I was a fan of ATI back in the day because I was a fan of Matrox because they were Canadian, but then ATI is also Canadian. So I was like, I'm a fan of both of them. I hope they do very well. And when they got bought out by AMD, I'm like, good for ATI. Mm-hmm. That's great. I'm glad they're going to stick around and keep making cool stuff. So I've always been a little more friendly to ATI than Nvidia.
It's fair.
If I had to pick a side,
which you do,
I guess. Shit. I mean, who's going to win the console war? Except not consoles anymore, is it?
What?
Yeah.
Whoever wins, we lose.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like the capitalist sort of concept of aligning your personal identity with brands is not good?
No, I regularly, yeah.
I loving this brand is one of my defining personality traits.
You know what, though? I would say that because I did pick a side in the console war, I ended up spending less money altogether. Because it's like, I picked Nintendo, so I'm going to buy their console, and I'm going to buy 6 games in my lifetime, and that'll be it.
Right. You know? I also sort of picked a side in the console war, is that I was like, which console has the games that I want more of? And it was a PlayStation, because Final Fantasy VII and like Xenogears were on the PlayStation,
And
so
SMT,
it was like...
and yeah.
I didn't play SMT at this point. That was like a bonus,
you just
right?
made that decision, I see.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, now I'm bought into the ecosystem. I got all these PlayStation games. Like, but I was never like, Sony for life, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, let's talk about the people who subscribed during the stream. Thank them for their service
like a minute
in
left.
subscribing to us.
We thank you for your service. Starting with?
Lawrence72 for 25 months. Thank you very much.
And a big welcome to Cuddle Branch, who's been here 28 months.
And oh my goodness, namaste to Monfred909. Thanks for namasteing with us for 36 months.
3 years.
Yeah.
Granny Sohail for 32 months. Thank you.
And Kai7891 for 28 months. Welcome back.
Oh boy, it's Mr. SVCD, who's been here for 17 months. Thank you very much.
Cyber Colossus for 21 months.
And welcome back to Splosion for 33 months.
Yeah, and thank you so much for 400 bits from Lord Crusher and E-Block.
And then that thing jumped back. Oh, because it's...
Because the last Tim I Am.
Tim I Am came in at the last moment there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, before we... Wait.
The tweet came in there. Yeah, we should talk about...
Perfect. We're on the same wavelength.
Great.
Before we go, we are testing premieres on YouTube, and we would love it if you are available to watch a stream on YouTube of like a premiere, basically, of our latest Mail Time video. I think Graham will be there, and Heather will be there. So if you have any editing questions about what Heather's been doing with Mail Time, you can direct them to her in the chat or something like that.
Holy Jesus.
And it's really cool. And by the way, because the Lure Twitter said it, we're testing it. It's already sort of weird because apparently the page is live, but this is why we're testing it. And we are not going to be doing this for every video that we do, because I don't think there's any sense in premiering a 15-second crap shot.
Yeah.
But it is
Yeah, it's kind of a fun thing to do every once in a while. And
we might have some video projects coming up that sort of lend themselves to being premiered.
Yeah, we need to know whether this works for us or not.
Yeah,
and you can sort of watch it at the same time as everybody else is kind of watching it at the same time. It's sort of fun that way. And of course, if you miss the premiere, it'll be up on YouTube and you can just watch it as normal.
And I guess then also give us your feedback on how you enjoyed that experiment.
Oh, somebody says, what is a YouTube premiere? YouTube has brought out a new feature a while ago, but we didn't use it at first because it was not implemented well to begin with. But basically, you can say, this is when our video will go live. And instead of just like the video appears in the YouTube backend and then you can leave comments on it, it's a premiere, and it's sort of like a stream of the video where people can do a chat as they are watching the video. So very much like a Twitch stream, because you can stream on YouTube. And then after the premiere is over, the video becomes live normally and you can leave comments as normal.
Yeah.
So you can't leave comments while the video is in premiere. And you can also go back and watch the video later if it was premiered, and you can read people's chat, essentially, reaction along the same time.
Yeah, it's just a neat way to kind of experience the content, but do it in a live fashion so everyone else can be hanging out at the same time, like you do when you come here and watch us record Checkpoint.
And even if you don't if you don't want to do the live stream thing, or it's at a bad time or whatever, again, it will just be up there like a regular YouTube video after the premiere, so you can enjoy it the same way as you would normally.
And yes, we are thinking about this for all of our things that we like. People like Corpline, Road Quest, the panelists. It's like, yes, we're thinking about this for everything. We just don't know what we want to use it for. So just calm down. And if this works out, we will probably do some for some other things. We don't know what yet.
Yeah.
Just calm down.
The first step is to figure out how to use it.
Yes.
So we've got to test on something. Why not mail time? Mail time's cool, and Heather puts a lot of work into it.
Absolutely.
So.
All right. Well, we're going to be going offline, and then going to be coming back to noted anime fans, James and Adam, playing some LRR MTG.
Yep.
Where presumably they're going to be doing some M20. So see y'all later.
Bye, everybody.
In fact, see you in the premiere.